We can use Minitab to randomly pick data for us, or we can get it to randomly pick numbers from some sort of a sequence of numbers. So if I wanted to, let's just say I wanted to pick my numbers for the 649. I could do that under my Calc tab, and there's a button here for random data, and typically if you were doing something like this, you would be looking to use integer data. So I could say, all right, it wants to know how many rows of data I want to generate. Well, if we're doing 649, I want 6 numbers. And you need to tell it where to store it. And I'm just going to, I got some data here which I'm going to use in a minute, but I'll just say, okay, C8 is empty. And 649 runs from 1 to 49. And I say okay to that. And here are my random numbers. So there's my lotto winnings for the week. Okay, so in doing that, you're picking a random set of values from some sort of a sequence. Sometimes you might want to randomly pick already existing data. So right here, I've got some data on some fish DDT concentrations, their length, their weight, location they came from, and species. And in here there's 3 separate species, so I won't bother with that, but there's a bunch of different locations. So I could randomly pick location data, or I could randomly pick some of these length or weight or DDT data, whatever. So under my Calc tab, again, I pick random data, and the very first one that's in the list says sample from columns. So now you're going to randomly sample from an existing set of data. And I don't know, say I want to pick, I want to pick 5 locations. And my locations are here in column C1. I tell it where I want to store them. I don't know, maybe I want to store them in C10. And I say okay to this. And here I have 5 locations. So notice now that I was able to randomly pick text data. You can, of course, if I go back into my Calc, random data, sample from columns, say I wanted to pick, I wanted to pick 20 DDT concentrations, which are numerical data. And I want to stick them in, column C12. Say okay. And if I scroll down here now, I will have my 20 DDT concentrations. So just to recap, we can randomly pick existing data. Those data can be text, they could be dates, they could be numerical data. Or you could randomly pick numbers from a sequence.